Welcome to The Gathering Place, where we ruminate on topics related to tourism, trails guiding, and the conservation of wild spaces.
People say to me on trail, it's so nice to be on trail because it's all about the little things. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's like, It's not about the big things, it's not about the little things, but shit, it's so lacquer to be out here. That's what it's about, is just being out there. And also relating to animals accepting you. I think on backpack trails, you become part of the ecosystem, part of the environment. And one of the most rewarding things I've had on trail is when water is in short supply and you're busy collecting water and other animals come to that resource to use it, but they see you there and they wait their turn, just like you're another animal at a shared resource. And we've had that quite frequently when elephants, they come down quite like, in a bit of a rush after a hot day, and then they see you there, ears go up, and you think, we've disturbed them, but then they just hang back. As soon as you move 20 meters away, then they sneak in there, and that's humbling to be a part of that community.
Yeah. So when we spoke earlier about that, it's about the intent of your actions. It's not that I exclusively aim to not influence the environment or the wildlife around me, but when you do have an encounter and there is interaction, that you do it respectfully and with an attitude of community, like you say. When on backpack trail, shared resource, we arrive at Boomplas to go and collect water after walking 21 kilometers just to get water. And there is a herd of elephants busy drinking. We could just stumble in and they will chase them away and we can get to the water. But it's about returning the favor by hanging back, allowing them to finish, let them go, and then we move in. It's just about being respectful, I guess.
Yeah.
The other sort of controversial catchphrase that I often use is that, prioritizing things. And I would often say, safety for me comes second. It's number two. It's my number two priority.
Okay.
And then you have a lot of confusion. It's like, well, surely safety is number one. It's like, no. Sensitivity for me is number one. Because if you are sensitive, safety follows automatically.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to worry about safety. You can be safe and be an asshole. Can I say asshole?
Yeah.
And that is not the same thing. So rather be a gentleman and not have to worry about safety. It doesn't preclude things from happening, but it's about your intention. It is what you bring with you to your interface with yourself.
Have you noticed, because I haven't been in the industry for as long, so I might not, the change might not be as stark, but that people are a lot more sensitive than they were 20 years ago?
Yes.
a lot of from what I gather, in the early days of guiding, because we didn't know animal behavior and whatever so well, often the default would be aggression, because that works, and animals run away when you're aggressive. It's not the result you want, but it ends up being a relatively safe result, like you said, the safe asshole result in a way. And that's obviously changed quite a lot. Do you remember stories from the early days or how guys used to operate that's quite different from today?
It is. I guess things like Fugasa, all the associations and the standards that are being set, despite, in my opinion, there being too much of an emphasis on knowledge, like we spoke about earlier, and not enough on the wisdom part of knowledge that should follow. The guidelines and the framework that associations like Fugasa has laid down has definitely improved the conduct of majority guides. There are still outliers, but historically, sort of in the early 90s, and it was even worse, you know, before I started, where deliberate actions were commonplace in order to solicit reactions from wildlife.